yada yada. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna get some music up for this one.
Alright.
I'm kind of boring without any music. Yeah, we just have to wait for the viewers to pop into the chat, and then I will do my intro.
Okay. Sorry if I sometimes ask for you to repeat something. I have some auditory processing issues sometimes.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
okay.
you're perfectly fine.
I have the same thing. So does my girlfriend. So you're perfectly fine.
After like the 5th time of asking someone to repeat something, I just feel really bad.
It's all good.
Hey, it's okay. Sometimes
we all do.
sometimes in the middle of recording, like somebody will be speaking to me and I'll get like focused in something else and I'll zone out and people will be like, "So did you get all that?" I'll be like, "Huh? What?" Repeat that.
Inside of my head was elevator music for a solid 5 minutes. What?
Yeah, basically.
Anyway.
I got distracted by funny dog and cat comic. What were you saying?
Anyways, we got some viewers in. I will start up my intro. So anyways, hey guys,
Hi.
Chris here, and welcome back to another episode of Akidachi Season 2. Today it's this one is episode 10, and my special guest today is Akidachi, the creator of Sonic Blood Moon. And my co-host for today is Coach the Darkwing Inco, aka Firestar.
Hello, everybody. It's Intel here. Welcome to this fun thing.
Yep. You guys know the rules. No asking questions for me or my my coach here. Only questions to our guest here.
Yes.
Anyways, let's start off with my first question. What got you into drawing? And I'm not just talking about like the Sonic art. Yeah, it's not like the Sonic comics you made, but like art in general.
I hate to tell you this, but it's also Sonic.
Also, with Sonic as
I
well.
was along with Sonic X as a kid.
Oh, it's fine. I was big into Sonic too. Actually, Sonic was one of the first games I got in.
Fair. I vividly remember like playing the Sonic Heroes demo on PC like over and over, and some of the first drawings that we still have that are actually coherent and not just like felt pen confetti for Sonic drawings, and they're in the basement somewhere in like a big box, but apparently one of them was like a birthday scene. I had like the white parts of the eyes. I was like 3 or something. I didn't know how to color things properly yet. The white parts of the eyes were red, and I was laughing for like 20 solid minutes.
Honestly, that sounds amazing. Sounds better than like my old first drawings, which were quite literally just scribbles. So.
Oh no, that too. I just don't think we have the felt pen confetti anymore.
Oh. I guarantee you my little ass was probably just trying to draw one dragon waving tied together, but I didn't know how the fuck to drop it to straights, so that didn't work out well. Little kid me did not know how to draw shape. That was great.
When I was drawing, I was drawing like every other kid, but line.
Yeah? I mean, first started off trying to draw Sonic, and Sonic looked like fucking clowns, and at that point I gave up, and then started drawing Minecraft, and was still into Sonic, and then eventually I got the courage to draw Sonic again, so I did so.
I mean, granted, you get the fundamentals down drawing a lot of cubes.
Yeah?
Get like perspective-wise.
I totally was or was not like a huge Herobrine fan back in the day. Don't
I
get
think the first song I ever did. No, let me ask you guys this. Have any of you guys read this Captain Underpants book?
I didn't watch it mainly I didn't read them mainly because I did. Yeah, I didn't read it mainly because yeah, like I didn't like. Okay, little kid B looked at that, was like, "Why is this dude in this underpants disgusting?" And then I didn't read it. That was quite literally. That was it. That's the entire story.
I'm not even sure if they got released in the Netherlands. All I remember is like Suska and Diska and stuff like that. I only found
you're
out
another
about
one?
Captain Underpants when I was like in high school.
You're Netherlands? That's cool.
Yeah.
I'll look at okay. So, hold up. Akidachi, you're a Netherland, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking dope. Alright, now let's see let's see if you'll get this correct. Guess what I am.
I swear to God, if you're also Dutch, I'm gonna scream.
Nope.
Where the fuck are you?
I'm a Canadian.
Okay.
90% of the time, people do not guess it right. So you are fine. I'll tell people that I'm a Canadian, and they'll be like, I thought you were an American.
Granted, I'm pretty sure there's like an accent difference. I cannot hear it. Like me.
So here's an interesting question I've been wanting to know myself. What inspired you to make the Sonic Blood Moon fan comic?
I graduated college a while back, and I kind of just was drifting because Yu-Gi-Oh! Brain stopped being a bit less interesting.
Right.
And then eventually I got back to Sonic because of like YouTube recommendations, and I reread the mini comics, the 2 arcs of Sonic Universe, and I decided, you know what, I have an idea, and I wrote a script and wrote like the first chapter in a week, and everything was kind of on impulse.
Well, it looks fucking awesome.
Exactly.
Granted, if I did not start it that week, I would have never gotten anything done. I tend to like loop around plotting for very long. Sonic Blood Moon is gonna be fairly short in context with other stories that I've ever planned, so I can actually get started.
Actually,
that's okay.
Here's a follow-up question to that. Like, what made you decide on the story that is going around it now, like featuring Team Dark and Eclipse itself?
I like Team Dark and I like Eclipse, and I thought they should interact more honestly. I have plans.
Hey, actually, when I was reading the comic, me and one of my friends actually made this funny headcanon that how fucking Omega intimidates people is he just looms over people and plays loud ear rape music.
Just bass boosted caramel dancing over and over on loop.
Oh no. He just looms over people with his giant ass size and just plays loud ass music just to scare the shit out of others. Sometimes it's not even music. It's just sound.
Compared to all the other characters who's pretty tall, and then you realize he's like 1.5 meters tall, so he's even shorter than me, and at that point he becomes a lot less intimidating.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah, he looms over every character because they're like 1 meter tall, and Omega's like 150.
Yeah?
But then you compare him to an actual human, and you're like, oh. No.
Actually, the funny thing is, like, most people out here are like acting like Eclipse is like all spooky and stuff. But then you also gotta think too, he's quite literally 3 feet tall. He is shorter than Shadow.
Fair point.
And if we're actually going by the estimates in the Archie comics, he's around the mid-range of 7 years old to 14.
God.
He's a baby. He's very young.
He's very baby.
Very.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, note that in the universe that I have, he's an adult, but that's also because it's an entirely different universe in general. I have even told people it is not canon to the Archie comics. Please stop comparing it.
Here's a good question. From Blading Andy, he asks, Blading Andy, Telescope asks, what is your favorite speed paint drawing?
That's a good question.
Okay, hold on, let me repeat the question for a sec so I can... What is my favorite speed paint drawing? Is that what we said?
Yeah.
Because I've seen a lot of your animatics and they're all very good.
Oh, as in what my favorite video was to make?
Yeah.
Let's go with both.
I'll go with yes.
I have like zero recollection of what my speed paints are at this point. They're all like more than 2 years old. Video-wise, there's problems that I have with Alone at the Edge of a Universe.
Mm-hmm.
But that's mostly, like, the end segment, because I had to rush it, because I was, it's a video for the Magnus Archives, and the last episode did not get early access on Patreon, so I had, like, ideas for the final sequence, and I had those sketched out, and, like, for the last hour, I was like, okay, we gotta go. I gotta get these sketches out, I gotta get it into After Effects. Then I had, like, hell with rendering the last sequence, because I had to chop it up into, like, 12 different parts and render them as image sequences and then stitch them back together. And it was absolute panic and chaos, but I got it out on time. And I'm pretty proud of that, considering I managed to somehow get all of that done in, like, 3 months, and then also get all of Eyeball Week in between that.
Alright. Actually, I have a question. It's a very basic question, I know, but, like, what's your favorite animal?
Crows. Crows are cool. I like crows.
Yeah. Crows are awesome. I get a lot of them around here.
Yeah,
actually,
I'm going past my house.
Funnily enough, I own 2 out of my 3 favorite animals. I own 2 hedgehogs. One of them's my roommate's, and the other one is my own. His name is Okofi Maurice. And then I have 4 cats. Weirdly enough, all 4 of my cats act like the Dark Arms, and it scares me.
Sweetie Pie seagulls. No matter where you are, you can be like right next to Germany and still just fucking seagulls at the train station.
I get that because as a Canadian too, I also get seagulls, especially since I live in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. I grew up in Cornwall though, and seagulls are everywhere. Those fuckers will come out of nowhere, swoop your ice cream cone out of your hand, and they don't give a flying shit. They'll shit on you after and fly away.
The ones around here seem a bit more well-behaved, but maybe that's just because it's so densely populated that they've got more, like, floor scraps to grab or something.
Maybe.
They don't approach people very much.
Seagulls are as evil as geese here. Geese are like goddamn cobra, or like goddamn crowbar gooses or something. Cobra birds.
Alright, okay, so here's a question from Blazing Andy again. When making your comic, how exactly do you plan how each panel would look like for the final product?
Oh, thumbnails. And, so the prologue I actually sketched entirely in one go, as in on the page, about the right size, and then I got like 2 pages into chapter 2 and I went, fuck this. And I grabbed my sketchbook and I just made like very tiny thumbnails to actually plan it out, which helped a lot with being more comfortable in drawings that I was making, because at first I was kind of... You're less confident in your lines if you're thinking, okay, but maybe I have to delete this later because I don't like the layout. If you know the layout beforehand, it gets a lot easier.
I completely get that, because as somebody who draws myself, I always have the text on a different layer, because if I don't like the text, I'll just hide the text, do another.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have all the text bubbles in like an entirely separate folder that I just turn
off. That's what I do too. That's what I do as well.
I write the script, I do all the thumbnails, and then like sometimes I have notes on the side, like very tiny scribbles, because maybe my thumbnails aren't clear enough because they're really fucking tiny. Then I sketch everything, then I lay the panels out, sketch everything, do line art, then the speech bubbles, like for everything. And then usually the character flats, because I've got a set palette for that, and then the rest is usually like chunk per chunk.
Alright, so what would be your biggest pet peeves when it comes to character writing, and how other people tend to write characters? Or draw characters?
I don't generally have any. Not any that I can actually think of.
I think honestly the biggest pet peeve for me is when people draw Eclipse purple. Or black and red. Because he's blue.
Pure black on Eclipse I don't think works. Purple-ish lighting, I guess. I do think the blue in the Archie comics is a bit too light, and like the black arms just end up overall being a bit grayish. When I think the darker tones work better.
Yeah. I mean, I like the tone that you use, but like, I mean when people just flat out, just straight up make him completely purple.
Yeah, he's not... Eclipse isn't the same color as Shadow. It's
Yeah.
like worm skin and not fur.
It's like, he's a scaly boy.
Scaly
His
boy.
scales. He's not fur. That'd be very weird if he had fur. I'd be concerned. I'd be asking Death a lot of questions. Actually, I can't even ask Death a lot of questions. Dead.
Personally looked at the official 3D render a lot when they do some extra stuff.
So you looked at Nebraska's render.
Because the skin is transparent in the render, and I think, okay, yeah, ribs are cool. I'm putting the ribs.
Actually, in the canon, he does have a slight transparency on one of his rib sides, but that's actually because it was a scar from whenever he was born.
Unaware of that.
Oh yeah, basically, it's like a birth scar.
It's possible.
Yeah.
So here's a question from True Blue Star. He asks, hey Akidachi, not sure if anybody already asked this, but who's your favorite Sonic fan artist?
Is it really weird to say Evan Stanley?
No.
She's technically an official artist now.
No,
not really.
Yeah,
I think by the time I found out about her, she was already drawing at Archie, but I didn't know yet. I found her through Ghost of the Future. And I think the first time I actually properly noticed that her art was there, the first time I remember noticing it was the cover for the first issue of the reboot, where I was like, oh shit, there she is.
Yeah?
I'm pretty sure I noticed it before then too, but that was like the first clear time I can remember being like, oh hey, there's Evan. Hello.
Yeah. Alright, here's the...
funny enough, when it came to Evan Stanley, when I was looking at her DeviantArt page, and things sounded familiar from the IDW comics, I didn't even know that she was working with them till after seeing that.
Sweet. Actually, I have a question for you regarding this. Who's your favorite Sonic writer?
I'm very attached to Ian Flynn's writing.
Well, no,
I definitely remember, like, as a kid, reading through all of them online, and then getting to Ian's parts, and I was like, well, this is finally comprehensible.
Hey, I'm a big Ian Flynn fan. I'm actually a big Ian Flynn fan myself. Actually, funnily enough, Ian Flynn owns Eclipse the Darkling, Relic the Pika, and Fix-It. So, actually, Eclipse does have a chance of coming into the IDW.
I mean, technically yes, technically no. It's still at the hands of Sega. And
Yeah.
I think Eclipse might be in some legal muddy water, since he might also technically belong to Archie, and Sega isn't very keen on bringing, like, legacy
What's
characters
funny-
and other
what's
things
funny
back
enough
to the recent.
is Ken Penders doesn't own him at all. The only Black Iron that Ken Penders owns is Black Death. And he's dead. Yeah.
And Ken Penders didn't even get to write anything for Shadow the Hedgehog, so I was like, no,
I know.
I'm not doing that right now.
Actually, here's a genuine question for you. Outside of the characters from the Blood Moon comic, what characters would have to be your favorite, like, Sonic characters?
Outside of the Blood Moon characters, that's actually a good question. Eclipse is my favorite. Second
Hey, I
favorite.
get you here, because, he's mine too, so.
Outside of Eclipse, it's more like an amalgamation because I don't really have like a tier list. I really like Scourge. I like Shard. I really like Tangle and Whisper. I think those are like the top four.
Alright.
Tangle and Whisper are awesome. Personally, I think one of my favorite characters would have to be that a lot of people barely know about her is, I'd have to say that I really like Relic. Because I just like, I like her sassy attitude. I also like Ebony the cat as well. And Well, I call me basic bitch here, but Sonic is another favorite.
Team Triple X, so I like all three of them.
Weirdly enough, my most hated Sonic character is Shadow.
Oh.
I grew up hating Shadow even before I knew Eclipse existed, which is the funny part.
Shadow and Rouge are like two of my favorites all time.
I love Rouge, I love Omega, but I don't like Shadow. Never have.
I grew up with Heroes and Adventure too, so Rouge and Shadow are just fucking up there for me.
Yeah. I just ended up growing to hate Shadow due to his fan base constantly bullying me back to the past.
That's annoying at times. Sometimes you just tune it out. I haven't actually been in the Sonic fan base actively a whole lot. I just kind of sit on the sidelines, watch what's going on.
Yeah. Well, I was little poverty kid in a snobby rich kid school full of Shadow fans. It was not fun. It was a bad time for me. So that's kind of why I don't like Shadow. Because they learned that I was male on Shadow, they would beat the shit out of my brother for it. So it was not a good time.
I think I was too guarded of my interests in early high school for anyone to ever actually talk to anyone about Sonic, and then around the end of high school when I was more open with my interests, I wouldn't fucking stop talking about Transformers and everyone got really sick of me. I had 2 friends, and every time I brought up Transformers, he was just like, ah!
Back whenever I was in high school or in even in elementary school, it was always a Russian roulette game with what I would talk about. It was either Sonic or Minecraft. It was neither in between. And then I got into Dragon Ball because of my girlfriend. And then it became, are they going to talk about Dragon Ball, Minecraft, or Sonic? Are they going to keep talking about Frieza?
Alright, and here's a question. I think you kind of already answered that one about the Sonic community. I think. Ashley Brown asked, what is your favorite part about being in the Sonic community?
Not really active in it.
Alright.
I draw a fan art occasionally, throw it in the void, and see who picks it up.
Alright, so here's one from Blue Star. He asks, who are your top 5 Sonic villains in general?
On the villains department, that's actually a good question. If Eclipse counts as a villain, that's number 1.
He's an anti-villain. So he counts.
Anti-hero villain.
Okay.
He counts.
He very much filled a villain role in the Archie comics, so I'll put
He's
him
an
in that
anti-villain.
category.
Anti-villains are basically the opposite of anti-heroes. They're villains with morals and actually a villain that you want to root for to actually succeed because you know why they're doing what they're doing.
It's just the definition of a really well-written villain. It's just a villain with actual motivations, rather than, haha, I am evil, I blow up the city now.
We're talking about you, Eggman. Lol.
Yeah, well, also anti-villains are basically just people who have been led to the wrong path but could be redeemed if actually with enough patience.
Well-written villains.
Yeah.
But I guess 1, Eclipse, 2, if we're talking Sonic villains, probably... God, mine's blanking on the name at the moment.
What does he look like? I might know.
Fucking Platypus Man, why am I forgetting his name?
Starline.
Oh, Starline!
Yes, Starline! Somehow, the moment I need to come up, I need to think of a name. My brain's just nope, not doing that today.
It's just, I looked it up.
Okay.
I really liked Metal Sonic and Heroes.
Alright.
So I guess that's number 3. Eggman's an obvious classic. I have no idea what one.
I know one of my favorite Sonic villains, aside from Eclipse, because that's obvious, would have to be Mammoth Mongol.
Fair.
Mammoth was cool.
Does Gerald Robotnik count?
I don't think Gerald was a villain.
Adventure 2.
I don't think Gerald was a villain, per se.
very much falls into the area of technicality. He is kind of the center of like the final conflict because he sets the entire arc.
I guess that's true. So I guess we could kind of count Gerald then, because he just went, "Hee I'm going to destroy you with my giant chestnut."
Alright. Let's see. Okay. Ooh. Question from Muhammad. This is in regards to the dub, the first dub we did on your the comic series. What was your reaction when you saw how well it was done?
I was very happy. Just in general, the fact that someone wanted to dub my stupid little comic was very cool.
Yeah, we found it very interesting.
Actually, I was already planning to dub it, and then Chris came up to me and was just like, "Hey, you want to dub this?" After I showed him how much I liked it, I was just like, "Oh, well." It's just, "Hi, yes, you are giving me the opportunity to play this boy outside of my own dimension? Finally!"
Exactly.
I got that fucking DM on Tumblr, and my immediate reaction was just, "Wait, hold on, what?" I was not expecting that, but it is very cool.
Yes. Trust me, you don't know how much fun I was having recording my lines.
Hey,
I got to be all sexy, and it was so fun. It's just, yes, I get to be a sassy little bitch boy. I was very happy. And I'm really excited to finally use my new mic for the rest of the next comic dub. That's gonna be awesome. Because the mic I was using was shitty dollar store mic, so well, I guess not dollar store mic, it was a Walmart mic, but still same quality, so I guess it counts.
The concept of Walmart has just been ingrained as a dollar store in my brain.
Yeah, basically.
Walmart.
It is just Walmart is a more expensive dollar store.
My only comparison is a Kruidvat, but
yeah,
that's like kind of a general goods store, but it doesn't do groceries or anything like that.
Yeah.
Alright, that's a pretty interesting question. Before drawing on YouTube, like making videos with your animatics on there, like, what did you do anything before like doing those on your channel?
Before animatics and stuff.
Yeah.
Drawing in my sketchbook?
Mood.
I have like high school me went through far too many sketchbooks. The pace has kind of slowed down a bit.
Mood.
Oh, I know the feeling.
I know that feeling all too well, because I think I've permanently fucked my lower back from me carrying a book bag just full of papers and sketchbooks. Like,
ow.
Someone quite literally once thought I was holding a body in my bag. And then I had to show them it was all papers. And they asked me if I had problems.
I vividly remember, like, refusing to put any of my books in my locker during high school. Because the entirety of lunch break, lockers were just, like, cramped as shit. And it's impossible, like, stand there because it's loud. So I would just carry, like, fucking 7 classes worth of books through the entire day. It was hell.
Oof.
Understandable.
Very understandable.
Plus, like, 2 pen pouches and a sketchbook.
Boy.
Dang.
It was heavy.
I can tell.
Also, things didn't fit.
I can fully understand that. I had a 30-pound book bag I would carry around, and it was all papers and books and shit, so
Hey,
I refuse to put mine in my locker.
Hey, try having to have a big backpack, which I still have to this day, that had carried all of my stuff, including like art supplies in there for college. That was a pain, literally.
Yeah.
Like, we go from high school and then you like just learn to like actually put all your books in your locker and then only take out what you need like early in the morning, so you don't have to fucking drag like 5 kilograms of books on your back like on the way home and to school on a bicycle, which is hell. And then you get to college and it's like, oh hey, you carry your laptop around.
I unfortunately had to dip out of college due to financial issues, but I was in college for video game design development. Still working on a game. I just have to wait till my financial setting gets better for me to go back into college.
I went for AV production to like a media design school, so I had to like carry this really bulky laptop. And the first one was absolute garbage, and then that died because of very embarrassing reasons, including fucking up the way the entire computer just handles exe files. I stopped it from being able to open exe files. Turns out the entirety of Windows 7 really needs .exe files.
Oh no.
Otherwise.
My poor unfortunate ass, like, ordered a laptop, but I guess apparently the college I was going to was very unorganized, so I had to go through 2 semesters without a laptop before eventually I had to dip out due to my mental state decreasing, because they wouldn't give me my stuff that I needed, and even though I paid for it, and also my financial settings was just completely dipping into the ground. So I had to step out until, like, financial settings got better. And like a month after I had to dip out of college and go back, and planning to go back once my financial setting gets better, my laptop came in a month after I left.
Thanks.
And I was just sitting here like, y'all are hoes. I'm keeping the laptop. I'm not sending it back.
I had like a really temporary like backup that I like got from my grandpa. It's his wife's old laptop, which is like, it didn't even like to start up half the time. Sometimes I tried to turn it on and it would just blue screen immediately.
Dang.
Oh no.
Like kind of a stopgap for like half a year, and like then it was like a while where I was like stuck at home, pandemic, so I could use my desktop, which is at least functional.
That would have fucking sucked if I had to deal with that, because thankfully, I have old Betty here who's a fucking, like, gaming PC, like, they're meant for, like, games and shit, so it's good for making video games on.
Yeah, I never almost never spent my money, so luckily I had enough money to, like, get a gaming laptop, which is what I actually use as a workstation. Because the desktop, which is a lot stronger than a desktop I actually have. And I really need a proper laptop for school.
Funny enough, I'm using a gaming PC right now.
I've mostly been using it to play games. I only ever like work on it when I'm actually editing, because drawing is pretty much still more efficient on my desktop.
Right.
Just because I've got my trusty screen tablets just on it. Like actually not.
Alright.
I'm having to shovel.
Somebody is alright. Blue4 asks, what are you looking forward to the most? Sonic Movie 2, Frontiers, or Prime?
Good question, actually. I think it's split between Frontiers and Prime. I'm gonna say Prime. Just because I'm trying not to get too hyped for Frontiers so I don't, like, get disappointed if it fails. And I'm not sure if it will be that bad, considering they actually seem to be taking their time this time around.
Also, Ian Flynn is writing it.
Right.
There. He can only do so much with the things he's given, but hopefully it will help compared to the previous writing we've gotten.
I'm still wondering who, like, they said that someone from the Archie, like, comic, like, business, like, it's also helping out with the writing. So I'm still wondering who that could be.
Well, I know the reason why Sonic Sonic Forces was so bad. Actually, I know the reason behind it. And it's an actual valid reason.
Yes.
So basically, somebody went to work drunk one day and accidentally deleted the engine.
Excuse me, what?
Yeah, that's what happened. So somebody went to the thing drunk, went to work drunk that day. They were either drunk or something, but they deleted the engine.
Hey, but you keep.
And they had to. I don't know what happened. I do know that they deleted the engine though. So they had to redo the entire game in a very short amount of time. That's why you see a lot of copy-paste stuff everywhere. Because they had to really, like, rushed because somebody deleted the original engine they were going to use.
How do you delete an engine? It's a game engine. You keep packets of that low.
I don't think
apparently Sega did not. I don't know, but the fucking person was really drunk when they went to work. That's what I learned, and I'm just like, that man must have gotten fired quicker than I could say hello.
I hope we did, because clearly we would have had a better, like a really good Sonic Forces game, but nope.
Yeah, because actually Sonic Forces was supposed to be a lot darker. You weren't even supposed to actually see Infinite die. Like, Infinite, you were actually supposed to, instead of him flying off into the sky, you were actually supposed to see him slowly fade into pixels and disappear. And see his mask drop to the ground.
But nope, we got the exact opposite of what it's supposed to be.
Yep. Also, Boom Sonic was supposed to be there, not a customizable character.
I have some doubts about that.
Actually, no. It has been confirmed.
Fucking where?
If you can actually look onto an article on Sonic Forces, you'll see it, but Boom Sonic was actually supposed to be what the custom character was originally going to be before they changed it up because they had a very short amount of time.
So it
was supposed to be Sonic.
The customizable character get announced fairly early on, though. Like, not like a premiere trailer early, but it just seems unlikely.
I didn't say that they...
The customizable character would be way more difficult than just adding in Boom Sonic.
Yeah. It was originally going to be Boom Sonic, but they kind of changed up the ideas, and then the fucking thing got deleted, so they're like, whatever, we're gonna fucking add a customization character because this shit's gonna flop anyway. That's kind of my theory on it, but like, they were going to add Boom Sonic, but they just kind of denied the idea after a while.
It sounds like a lot of rumor stuff, and I don't know. Sounds like something that we've heard a lot, but then, I don't know.
So aside
I hope that Frontiers is good.
Like, aside from the favorite character that you already had said before, do you have any other favorite Sonic characters?
Aside of the ones I mentioned?
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly. I really like Team Chaotix. People harp on their missions in Heroes a lot, but honestly, those were the most fun part of the game just because they were something different.
Alright.
Yeah.
I actually quite liked finding all of the hermit crabs, believe it or not.
I still haven't had the chance to do that yet on the game.
Strangely enough, I haven't gotten the luxury to play Sonic Heroes yet, but that's just because I haven't gotten the game yet, that's all.
Fair.
I want to get the game, I just haven't gotten the game yet.
One of the only two Sonic games I had for the longest time, so I just played mostly Heroes and Adventure 2.
I had Adventure 2 and Adventure 1 in Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Sonic 1, but I would mainly use most of my time playing Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 and spend most of my time in the Chow Garden.
Fair.
What's funny is, in Adventure 2, I would not play Shadow at all. I would always make my brother play Shadow while I'd play the hero mode and play Rouge and play Eggman. But I refuse to play Shadow.
Turns out, the Steam port for Adventure 2, the coding is an absolute mess. One, apparently they left in a file that you're supposed to delete, and two, it can literally only run at 60 FPS. If your monitor isn't 60 Hz, it just runs at a completely different speed. My gaming lap, like my PC, okay, fine, it runs at about 60. Not quite, because of European monitors, it's at that, it's like 59.95 or something, but close to 60. I have to hook up my laptop to my TV, because otherwise it's either gonna be at 120 frames a second or 40.
Yep.
Two options that it lets me select for the screen settings.
Actually,
on the bright side, it lets me speed run the Chow Garden.
That is true. Because I still spend my time in the Chow Garden even now with the adventure that I have now. And holy shit. The chows just go, boom, I am evolved.
sometimes they take like a really long time. I've like installed Child Garden Extended and honestly a bunch of mods.
How did you get that to work? I've tried to get that to work and it just destroyed my game.
How?
I don't know how. It just did. I got the thing, I put it into the game, and it went. So I had to actually get rid of it so that it would actually work.
God damn.
Yeah, I'm looking at other people who got it to work, and then I'm just sitting here like, why isn't mine like that?
Maybe it's because your save data, if you like make it back up and then try with like a clean chow save, it would work. Just put your save somewhere else for a minute. Maybe that would work.
Well, I mean, I guess it'll be easier now because my external hard drive is broken, so all my save data is gone.
Ow.
Including the prototype for my game I've been developing.
Oh no.
Yeah. Rip my multi-ND RPG.
Alright. So I got another question for you. Aside from the pages for the comic, you got any more future animatics you plan on doing?
Got a couple video ideas. It's mostly just what I can focus on at that moment. I've got another webcomic planned, but I'm mostly at the moment doing Sonic Blood Moon as partially like a test run to get more acquainted with like actually making comics.
That's understandable.
And it's helped me sort out my process a lot. Turns out the thing I'm worst at, sound effects. I do not like adding them in. I finish my page and I look at it and I go, what makes a sound? When does it need to be written down?
I completely get that. Because before I lost my Vegas on my external, whenever I would edit my videos to like do shit, I would add sound effects too, you know, make it more lifelike. Listening through the same line over and over again, trying to figure out when is the right moment to put that sound effect in is like, it is.
Let me tell you about the fucking world of MV editing when you're a perfectionist. I literally go frame by frame. Like,
so I'm a perfectionist when it comes to my videos.
2 frames before the sound happens because there's like a delay, and then I go frame by frame with like, and just listen like, okay, where does the sound start so I can know where I put my frame, and then I render the entire thing out when it's finished, and I notice, I should probably put that one shot 1 frame earlier, and I just.
I am the exact same way when it comes to that type of shit. When it comes to editing my videos, I completely get you. The only painful thing is that I have to listen to my own voice over and over again, and I fucking hate my own voice. So it hurts.
At least I get to listen to a song.
At least it's not your own voice.
There.
Me listening to my own voice is like.
With making animatics, I can at least like, I rough out everything first, like, okay, when are the poses? And then I can just mute everything because I already know what needs to happen, and then sometimes I go like, okay, I need to like get this expression down better, what does it sound like? But overall I've like already got the poses. So I can just like turn on a video essay or something. And then I do not have to think.
Hey, actually I have a small question. If you were to ever make your own, like, alternate Sonic universe, would you have the courage to post it online or no?
Good question. I don't know. I made a couple character designs a while back, and I might like occasionally make doodles with that, but as like a full AU, I don't really have one at the moment, so I don't know.
Alright.
Took me a lot of courage to show my
AU, but more like a canon divergence situation.
Technically it is an AU, but not like a full AU. It's a branch off universe. Basically, it kind of branches off of Shadowfall, so. Which actually is irony because the AU that I have is called Mobyfall, and I only learned that the actual comic's name was called Shadowfall until like much later because I used to grow up with Sonic Digest, which had all kinds of like Archie comics into it. So you never actually saw the name of it. That or I just didn't pay attention. Because I was more focused on, Shadow's getting his shit kicked in. Yeah.
Alright. So here's a quick...
Personally, I'm just in the category of like, well, Archie Sonic never got finished, so there's nothing saying this couldn't be canon.
Well, actually, it could. Actually, it is kind of possible because if you think about it, Eclipse escaped on a GUN aircraft. Who's to state that GUN didn't still have access to be able to locate that aircraft?
Eclipse got captured.
Whoops. That final panel was basically just, fuck you, fuck your friend, I'm taking my children and I'm leaving. I don't care who's putting this in.
I remember that issue coming out and I was so excited for, like, Sonic to run into Eclipse and that never fucking happened.
I was so mad.
I was listening back to the Bumblecast a while back and it's like, how long till we see Eclipse again? And it was before the cancellation, so Ian Flynn was like, not in too long. And the physical pain I felt at hearing that statement.
Yeah. I was so fucking pissed off when, like, he never showed up. Because if you think about it, he's one of the only few Sonic villains who never met Sonic. Ever. So if somebody could go up to him and talk about Sonic and he'd be looking at you like, who the fuck is that?
And technically, Knuckles and Amy at least are filled in on who Eclipse is. Because they know who he is. But I don't
Actually, no, not Amy. Not Amy.
No, she does. There's the other Sonic Universe arc where Amy's helping with Knuckles with finding the shards of the Master Emerald.
Oh, yeah. Oh, alright. Yeah, that's right.
I think she got filled in by now.
So, but she'd probably look at it and be like, what the fuck is this?
Probably.
Meanwhile, he'd probably just be like, yo, what the fuck?
Well.
Who did shit?
You know who Eclipse is short and it does not include Sonic.
Yeah.
Alright, here's another question from Blue Star. He asks, what is your personal favorite Sonic couple shipping?
I don't think I have a favorite.
Personally, I'm a Son Amy fan, but I mean, that's just because I kind of grew up with that ship, and it's sorta canon, so...
I'm gonna be an absolute fucking normie and just say Sonata's pretty cool. I have strong opinions on Sonic shipping, actually.
I mean, I don't like Sonato, but that's just because I personally find it kind of toxic, but that's my own opinion.
Fair. I personally go more by the rule of, like, what character interactions are interesting.
Yeah.
So usually, there's like a couple ships where I'm like, yes, that is canon, nothing else, I'm taking that, but I don't have anything like that with any Sonic characters, I don't think.
I tend to stray away from the shipping area, but that's just for my own reasons. Mainly because I'm an Eclipse fan, and we all know the most popular ship is fucking Sweet Home Alabama, so...
Yeah.
So I tend to stray away from that area.
Personally, it's weird saying I had canon Eclipse as Aero Ace. It's more just like I don't think that's like a concept among the Black Arms because they're like a race with a hive mind. What reason would they have for like standard relationship dynamics that work?
I've headcanoned them to be they can have children the natural way or asexually, kind of like the Frieza race.
I'm just in the category of, well, Aero Ace. Let's back it up, boys.
I've just headcanoned them to be bisexual, but also asexual. So he can have romantic feelings towards any gender, but he doesn't exactly have the want to do any of that shit. If you catch my meaning.
Fair.
So he doesn't care about the gender of people, he just doesn't have interest in that stuff. It's more of just, I only want hugs and that's literally it. If you touch me in any other way, I'm going to kill you. That's the type of thing I headcanon. That's kind of why his children that I made in my universe are made through cloning. Aside from the fact that also he's dating a transgender one. They were created in the cloning machine that Tails created to try and bring back Cosmo, and he kind of offered because he wanted a baby, but he also didn't want to do any of that shit. So he was like, "Hey, hi, yes, take my DNA. I want child." And that's how Ike was born.
That's in general. It's mom.
What?
Eclipse in general is just like the Dark Arms Wisp mom.
Yeah, basically. I've also kind of headcanoned him to have some sort of gender dysphoria, but that's also because he acts a lot like a female. But honestly, that's just my...
Dark Arms have concept of gender, so I just like, well... Whatever pronouns.
Whatever works.
Whatever works with you.
Yee. I've just said canon to be like lizards.
Fair.
They can have children asexually, but if they have a child asexually, they just become the gender they are. That their parent was. How do they have children? The same way Namekians do.
It's about like one really specific species of lizard where the scientists encounter them and I was like, what the fuck is this?
I love that lizard species.
All female species or something. Like there were no male lizards anywhere. They just duplicate.
Actually, there were males of that race. It's just the females were more prominent because the females just duplicate. Those lizards are cool. I love those lizards. They're basically the type of lizards that's just males? No. Female.
Yeah, someone asked, do you have a favorite Sonic fan game?
I don't think so. I guess SRB2 Kart, if that counts.
No, it does, because it is a fan game.
I would consider making an Eclipse mod at some point, but then I was like halfway through making pixel art of like the first bit, and I was like, oh god.
Yeah.
Pixel art is absolute suffering. I do not understand.
I fully, completely get that because, okay, the game I'm developing is all pixels. It is all pixel art because it is in the style of those old RPG games, like similar to, basically, it's got a style similar to mix between Deltarune and Undertale, as well as Earthbound and like those good old classics like Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy and shit. But it's got like a battle style similar to that. It's gonna be like a multi-ending fan game.
Final Fantasy.
Well, like when it comes to like battle-wise, yeah, it's different. I mean, like in art style-wise, similar.
The amount of colors is very different. I don't, if I recall how Final Fantasy looks correctly.
Yeah, the color palettes are different, but like
detailed pixel art and like, well, Toby Fox sitting down at his computer is like, well, this gets the job done. It's a character. That's a skeleton. It's recognizable as a skeleton. It works. Let's go.
Yeah, and I feel like kind of like it's slowly learning how to develop like pixels and stuff. I've gotten better at it. My pixel art has improved over the years. I mean, I tried to do a person in a test tube before, and he looked like a fucking stick man. And I'm keeping that stick man. His name is Stanley, and he's beautiful. But
it's like a background character that just appears as a cameo or something.
I'm gonna be having him in like one of the laboratories. It's just a stick man in one of the test tube. It's like this weird baby stick man. Actually, I think I have a picture of him somewhere. Let me find him. Where's Stanley? My girlfriend named him Stanley, by the way.
Sometimes I also like look at the old copy of RPG Maker that I still have in my Steam library and just like looking at it like, what would I do with this actually?
I use RPG Maker VX Ace.
That's the exact same one I have.
And I've been developing a game for several years. And it's just gonna have all kinds of characters from like Minecraft to Pokemon to Dragon Ball to Sonic to all kinds of shit. And I know you're probably gonna ask, yo, how the fuck is that even gonna work? That sounds kind of cringe. But like, basically the game revolves around
fun. That's the rule.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I have a good story behind it. The whole world was created by the mind of a child, and the child died in like the 2000s. So everything that everything they've ever thought, heard, since all of that came to life in some way, shape, or form in that world. And basically, the game is telling you, oh, you have to go and defeat a demon. But in actuality, you have to usually not listen to the game and do other stuff to actually get the right ending. Or if you follow what the game tells you to do at the end of the game, to create, like, the child who died will kill you after you defeat the demon. So you actually have to not listen to the game. It's actually supposed to be a horror game.
Having fucking off flashbacks? Hell yes.
Yeah. And
personally, like, I've been wanting to do like weird mixed media horror that I've been experimenting with on occasion. Just my best guess as to what I might actually do with RPG Maker at some point.
That sounds awesome. That's actually what my universe is based off of that game that I've been developing. So that's what, actually, Mobifall is only the Sonic part of that universe. So, like, Eclipse and Shadow have switched places because, basically, some characters have roles depending on how the child saw them as, but also depending on how events take place in the timeline. So they alter or shift at times and completely alter different characters. Sometimes not even alter their personalities, just completely alter their roles within the story. Yeah. It's been very
program, but program in general sounds like hell.
It's how the program, but also just how to write at the same time, and then explain it to people. Because then people will be like, "Okay, can you like run this over to me again?" And I'll be like, "Ah."
I see a single line of code and my brain blue screens.
Trust me. It's alright. RPG Maker VX8 runs on two different programming. Java and Ruby at the same time. I'm still new to Java, and I'm still new to Ruby.
From what I know, at least Ruby's like meant to be a beginner language, but it doesn't make it any less daunting.
Yeah, and now I'm over here also learning Unity as well, because I want to learn how to make a 3D game. God. And I'm making a VR chat world, which is based off of Black Comet, but with my own special shit. And that's hell for me too, because now I have to learn C++.
Oh no.
I am going to slowly die inside.
Every time I do art stuff, I have to like fucking flashback to first year of college when we still had to do like different classes, because for some reason, it's like first year, you had to like first like lesson thing quarter of a year was like one class or 1 week of every different direction you could go in, and then for the other months for the other scenes we had to like choose which ones we wanted to do. I did game art a couple times, and every time I had to like look at Unity, I was like, oh god, not this again. I had to model things in 3ds Max. My floor grid disappeared. For no reason, it did not come back.
Oh no, that sounds awful.
No floor grid. It was not fun.
That sounds fucking terrible.
I have not tried 3ds Max since.
Understandable.
I think my expired. I just use Blender if I ever need anything.
I think one other difficult thing is like explaining to people when you create something basically draw a completely different design for a character, and then have to explain to people that just oh, this character,
Alright, guys.
and then they're like, huh?
I guess ended here after you're done with that one.
Alright. Sorry if I'm getting off topic.
That's okay, don't worry.
I have to have something to get to after this.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, sometimes, like, alright, for context, I made an alternate design. I redesigned Black Death entirely because of how the world I made works. And everyone's over here calling him Mobyfall Black Doom, and then I have to say, no, he's Black Death, not Black Doom. Black Doom in my universe is this giant tentacle snake. What the fuck? Oh yeah, he's a giant tentacle snake. You wanna see him?
I mean, I'm curious about the giant snake.
Okay. Basically, he's the greater demon of chaos energy. He looks like this. He looks like this.
Snake.
Snake.
Alright.
I like making like small changes to designs, but like to a point where they're still recognizable, but that's like a personal thing.
I just altered Black Doom and Black Death because of just for funsies. That's it.
If I keep it simple, it's less effort that I have to do to like remember how everything works. I don't have to look at my reference very often.
True enough.
Sonic characters are pretty easy to draw overall.
Yeah.
Unless you stick to the canon proportions, in which case, oh god. How do people do it? I look at the IDW comics, I swear to god, I don't know how they manage it to try and keep proportions to like the kind of like game proportions.
I don't know how either.
I've been trying to keep the bodies smaller.
I've been trying for years!
Generally kind of been working, but the canon proportions are like, the body's like half the size of the head, and at that point I just, no.
Yeah. No.
I cannot do that and still make it look good.
Anyways, guys, we'll see you guys next
Also,
time.
I'm sorry if I talked a lot. I don't get to talk to new people very often, so it gets very exciting for me.
Don't worry, I
Get off
get
here,
it.
guys. Alright.
I tend to take quite a lot of new conversations and ramble, so I get it, don't worry.
Well, if you want,
Okay, that's good.
If you want, I can invite you to my server, that way you guys can talk more.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Do look forward and check out Sonic Speed News. You'll be seeing me over there. Doing an out-of-character Q&A, so make sure you guys do check out his channel, but also check out Akidachi's channel. Her channel is in the description below, as well as my co-host here's channel, so make sure you guys do like and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss out on any of their videos. Till
If
then,
you don't subscribe, I'll eat your legs.
what he said.